bag, I'm using Super Saver stripes in the color Favorite Stripe. It is an acrylic yarn, 100% acrylic, so it will stretch. The best thing to do is to line your bag with cotton fabric. So let's get started. So start with a slip knot, and then we count 5, chain, and we go into that first chain and we do a slip stitch to form a ring. And when you work your stitches inside the ring, make sure you leave a longer tail and you go inside and you trap that tail inside your ring, so when you pull it you can close your hole here. So we will do 12 double crochets into that ring, but the first double crochet will be chain 2, which we will count as a double crochet. So technically we have chain 2 as the first double crochet and 11 actual double crochets. So a double crochet is yarn over, draw a loop through your ring, and then yarn over and pull the new loop through the next 2 loops on your hook, and then yarn over and pull them again through your 2 loops. And we repeat the double crochet again in your ring for a total of 12 stitches. So now I will go back to that chain, to the top of it, and you slip stitch through the first stitch on your hook. And now you can pull your tail and your hole is gone. So now we're gonna go into that first stitch with a slip stitch here. So we'll go again into the first one, and then we'll pull that stitch through through that slip stitch we had on our hook. And now we can start with our second row. We chain 2, and into the same stitch we do another double crochet. So we will increase in each stitch, which means we'll be doing 2 double crochets into each stitch. And since we had 12 in the first row, now we'll have 24 into the second row. And I'll meet you there. Back to the beginning again. We grab the top of our chain, those 2 strands again. We slip stitch through them. And then we go into that first stitch with a slip stitch again. We do 1 more slip stitch. And now for the third row, we will increase and then we'll have just 1 double crochet. So into that first double crochet here, we'll do 2 double crochets, but we count our chain as a double crochet. So we'll do the second one here. And into the next stitch, we're gonna do just 1 double crochet. Into the next stitch, we'll increase, so we'll have 2 double crochets. And into the next stitch, we'll have 1 double crochet. So we'll repeat, increase, 1 double crochet, increase, 1 double crochet, all the way till the end, and we'll have 36 double crochets. And when we reach the end of the row, we'll have again slip stitch into the chain, and then slip stitch into the first stitch. Now for row number 4, we'll have an increase, which means 2 double crochets into the stitch, and then 1 double crochet into the next stitch, and 1 double crochet into the next stitch. So we'll keep repeating an increase, which means 2 double crochets, and then 1 double crochet into the next stitch, and 1 double crochet into the next stitch. So we'll keep repeating this till the end of the row with increase and then 1 double crochets into each stitch for the next 2 stitches. And we'll go till the end of the row. And row number 5 will be again chain 2, an increase, and then we'll have 3 double crochets into each 3 stitches that come next. So this is the first double crochet, number 2, and then number 3. and then we'll have an increase, which means 2 double crochets into the same stitch. And then we'll be repeating again the same thing. 3 double crochets into the next 3 stitches, and then into the 4th stitch we'll have an increase. So row number 6 will be the last row of increases, which will start again with chain 2, and into the same stitch we'll have an increase, which means we'll have 1 more double crochet, and then into the next 4 stitches we'll have 1 double crochet, and then we'll have an increase again. So here is the first, the second, three, 4. So the next 4 stitches got 1 double crochet only, and then the next stitch will get an increase, which means we'll have 2 double crochets. And there it is. So this creates a round flat bottom for a bag. So now we are ready for our row of the pattern of the bag itself. So we'll start with chain 2, and into the next stitch we'll have 2 double crochets, and then we'll have 1 double crochet into the next stitch, and then 2 double crochets, and that's how we're gonna go till the end of the row. So once you reach the end of your row, slip stitch into that chain, the top of the chain, pull your loop through, and then slip stitch into the middle of these 2 double crochets that are in the same space. So slip stitch here, and now we'll do the V-stitch. So chain 2, and then chain 1 more double crochet into the space, not in the stitch, but in the space between the posts. So there it is. There are 2 double crochets here in the middle, but they pull the previous stitches a little bit further and they look like a V. So now we go into that stitch that's all by itself, and we'll work through the front post of this stitch. So we'll grab our working yarn from the front of our work and do a double crochet there. So into the next stitch, where is our V, we'll do 2 double crochets into that space again, and the next stitch will work in the front post. And that's what we're gonna do till the end of the row. We will be just working at the front post of the stitch that's by itself, and those that are in the middle will do a V-stitch going through the space between the double crochets. And we will repeat that for as many rows as you want your bag to be. So once you reach the desired depth of your bag, for me that's 14 inches from the center, I added 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 rows of single crochets. A single crochet is when you draw a loop and you just pull through your loops on your hook. So go through your next stitch, draw a loop, and now yarn over and pull through those 2 loops on your hook. And again, go through your stitch, yarn over and pull that loop, now yarn over and pull through the both loops on your hook. And this is how I ended up with those 5 rows here. And now it's time to add the strap. So for the strap, I picked a side that the front of my bag looks really nice, since those rows, they change over time. And I picked the side that I like the best to be my front and the other to be the back. So I ended up my row, and then I cut my yarn and I put it on a separate spot so I can start my new strap there. So for that reason, I'll do 8 double crochets here on my side, and I'll start with a chain 2, which I will count as a double crochet, and then 8 double crochets in that row. After the first row of double crochets, you flip it over, and we're going to repeat that second row over and over again. So start with chain 2, find the middle of your 4 double crochets here. So skip the first 4 and then you have 4 for the last, and into that space we will do 3 double crochets, chain 1, and 3 double crochets. So after that we will go into that last chain, the last stitch, and we'll do a single crochet on top of that chain. So grab 2 strands from the top of it and then do a double crochet. So turn your work around and we keep repeating the same thing. Chain 2, into that space between those stitches here, into the middle, we do 3 double crochets, chain 1, and 3 double crochets into the same spot. Once we reach the last double crochet, we're going to go on top of that chain here and we'll do a double crochet there into that last stitch here above the chain. Oh, that's actually a double crochet, another chain. Alright, so now we flip over to the other side and we keep repeating the same thing for the desired length of our strap, and I'll meet you at the end. So for me, that strap is about 17 inches and it's a good length for me. So I will stop here, and you can always double check it around your shoulder, or if you want it to make it a crossbody, you just grab the end of your strap, use your hook, and you temporarily attach with your hook through those last stitches here, just like that, and now go and try it around your shoulder, and this will keep it in place. And I'm ready here to do my final row. So I started with 8 double crochets here, so I will end up with 8 double crochets as well. And the chain 2 here that I'll do at the beginning will count as a double crochet. So chain 2, and into the next stitch do a double crochet, and do double crochets into each stitch, skipping that last chain here for a total of 8 stitches. Alright, so chain 1 last here stitch so we can have a really secured spot and you can finish your work here. And now grab your tapestry needle and you just have to sew it at the end of your work. There, make sure you don't twist that strap, and going from the inside of your work, of your bag, you attach it and always measure twice, and then you do the sewing 1 time, and I'll meet you when I'm done. Watch the next video where I'll give you an idea how to make your strap less stretchier and how to put a lining to your bag. If this video gave you an inspiration to create something new today, please give it a like, subscribe to the channel, and watch the next video. Cheers!